WICR, Iona College Radio.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Iona Athletic Spotlight. I'm your host, Ian Sachs, and today I am joined by Director of Intramurals, Mike Callahan. Mike, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Ian, for having me.
You know, with the fall semester wrapping up, the intramural season is in the playoffs right now. Mike, two champions already crowned, one more waiting to be crowned after Thanksgiving. Tell us how the playoffs have been going so far.
I think they've been going real well so far. It's one in my years here. It's one of the smoothest run playoffs we had, and I could thank that to my assistant Tiffany Trolio, who's done an excellent job for me and assisted me with intramurals this year. And we wouldn't have the success we have without her. So for flag football, the heavy favorites did win the championship. The Jelly Spotters won 69-47 over the number 3 seed 35. And then for volleyball, we actually had a little bit of an upset in volleyball. The number 1 seed, the Purple Cobras, actually went down to the Average Gales, 2-1. So we actually, Purple Cobras, I understand, were undefeated all year. And Average Gales were able to pull the upset off. And for intramural soccer, we're in our quarterfinals right now. We had playoffs last night in the first round, and we're looking to finish off, like you said before, after Thanksgiving break, the quarterfinals, the semis, and the championship, and crown a champion.
So how's the top seed there looking in soccer? Turn
Good. They should be. They're the early favorites, but you never know. Anything could happen.
You do never know. You could have some Average Gales turn out some above average performances and knock off the 1 seed.
Huh.
So, Mike, how in the fall sports, what are the most popular sports?
Flag football is probably our most popular, but we got a lot. We've been having a growing interest since I've been here in soccer and volleyball as well. Football yearly will have 14 to 16 teams. Soccer yearly we'll have 12 to 15 teams, and for volleyball yearly we'll have 9 to 12 teams. So there's definitely a growing interest. I would say there's some of our more popular sports even throughout the year, with the exception of basketball. But they're growing though, and like I said from last year, a little fact, we actually had a 33% increase in participation from the year before. So we're growing here at Iona Intramurals.
Intramurals certainly making moves. We were talking before the show, and you informed me that volleyball is being offered in the spring by popular demand?
Yes, volleyball is being offered. Volleyball's been very popular this semester, and the students have asked us, several students that come up to myself and Tiffany, if we can bring it back in the spring, and we will look into answer that demand for the students to bring volleyball back.
Nice. So that means that the spring slate of intramural sports is?
For spring sports, like I said, volleyball again. We're actually going to start kickball. We're the first time ever offered here at Iona, my time here. We will be offering wiffle ball. We're looking into actually seeing if we can start ultimate frisbee. We're just trying to get information right now. That's not definite, but we're looking into it. And of course, and starting in March, basketball, which is our most popular sport here at Iona by far. Last year we had 24 teams sign up for intramural basketball.
Wow, nice. So now you gave me the popularity of the fall sports, and right there you said basketball by far the most popular. How do the amount of teams in the other spring sports stack up to basketball?
How do they stack up to basketball?
I guess a better question would be how many teams do you have in each of the other spring sports, like say wiffle ball? And
we're not going to have as many, to be honest. Like I said, basketball by far is most popular, 24. Kickball, we'll find out. We'll see the popularity once we offer it. Never offered it before. Wiffle ball, usually we'll have 4 to 6 teams sign up. I know in dodgeball, we've had as little as 4 and as much as 12 teams sign up. Volleyball, we're expecting on the same numbers, maybe more. It's increased popularity, so we're expecting the low teens with volleyball again. If we get into the mid-teens of 15, 16, that'd be perfect. So compared to basketball, they're not going to stack up as much, to be honest with you, because they're not as popular as basketball. But basketball, we already have people already asking to sign up right now. And we always tell them March basketball will start, and it's 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to midnight. Basketball intramurals.
And so you said basketball signups are in March. What about the other sports?
Right when we get back to school.
Okay,
Winter break. While we went to break, we're going to start sign up ASAP.
Nice. And for each semester, you can be in multiple leagues, right? Like you could be in football, or I guess football's fall, but let's say in the spring, a volleyball and a basketball team.
Yes, exactly. The way we do the schedule is we make sure each sport has its own day. So like soccer has Thursdays, so soccer's only playing Thursdays. If you want to play volleyball's on Tuesday, so you can just play volleyball on Tuesdays. So the way we make the schedule is that every student you can participate in each sport.
Nice. And so now on top of the intramurals, you are in charge of the student workers who factor into the intramurals. What do the student workers do at the intramural games?
Either they're the refs, reffing the games, or they do the scorer's table and the scoreboard. That's what our intramural workers do during those games. And this year they have done a terrific job. I couldn't be happier with them and their performance this year.
And in addition to running intramurals, you do a multitude of things in the athletics department. You've got some of your student workers working at the Division I games for volleyball, soccer, basketball. Walk us through a little bit of what they have to do at, say, a Division I basketball game or a volleyball game.
Well, recently at Division I basketball game, our student workers have multiple responsibilities as ushers on both the chairback side and the general admission side. We have people working the doors, checking tickets, making sure fans go to the right side of our gym. I have people downstairs doing the will call table, usually 3 or 4 student workers. I have 4 student workers scanning tickets downstairs. I have student workers working the handicap doors, and I have student workers working the courtside seats now too as well. Usually I have 2 to 4 doing that. So roughly in a men's basketball game, we can have roughly 25 to 29 kids working a game.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now what about, say, a game that doesn't draw as many people, like a soccer or volleyball game?
Well, for soccer, for example, usually we have ball chasers. So we have 4 ball chasers during the game, and then we'll have some people helping our sports information department with Brian Byer. But those games is usually just having ball chasers, volleyball, people just work on the side, being ball stragglers and everything. So not as much. Usually for a soccer game, I need 4 to 5 kids, and for a volleyball game, I need roughly 3 to 4 kids to work a volleyball game. It's not as big as the demand, but it's still just as important as any other game.
And all of your student workers are work-study, right?
Every single one's work-study.
Now, how many student workers would you say you have total in the whole system?
Almost 120.
Wow.
Yeah, almost 120 that work underneath me. Throughout the whole department with intramurals, I have 2 desk workers. I have the one in Hines West, one in Hines East. I have game day operations, even sports information. I oversee. You name a student worker, they all come through me.
Wow. And now, is it kind of like everybody's, say, on a whole one list of things, and then it's like, here are the opportunities, you could do this, you could do that? Or is it where you have your specific, like, these are my game day workers, these are my desk people?
I do break them up like that. These are my game day workers, these are my desk people, these are my intramural people. I have a cleanup staff. I do break them up that way. Only a very select few students do work multiple. I do have some students that do both intramurals and game days, depending on the student worker, but that's usually I have a game day staff, desk staff, fitness staff, intramural staff. That's how I try to break them up so they just have to focus on that one responsibility. But there are times where my student workers have to wear multiple hats, so they can assist me.
Ian Sachs here on the Iona Athletic Spotlight, joined today by Mike Callahan. Mike, you just said how your student workers have to wear many hats. Well, you are a person that definitely has to wear multiple hats. On top of being in charge of intramurals, on top of overseeing all of the student workers, you work very closely with making sure that the varsity athletics teams get to where they need to be. You oversee the 8 vans that the Iona Athletics Department has, and Mike, walk us through what goes into the vans, how much they're used, and what they're used for.
Our vans, our athletic vans, obviously, it's like, as you say, we have 8 vans. It's like I having 8 extra cars I have to take care of. So, and we have to make sure the maintenance on the vans, oil changes, tune-ups, etc., and make sure they are safe while our coaches and our student athletes utilize them. I do the scheduling for the vans. I send out fall and spring requests, and the coaches send me what days they needed, and I do the scheduling for all the vans, work out any conflicts that might happen with the vans, make sure the vans are guests so they can get on the road. Big thing we'll be doing this week with the vans, with my staff, interns at Iona Athletics, and other full-time employees, making sure our men's and women's basketball teams get to the airport. So we work as a team, making sure we even have full-time. We've had senior administrators even hop in the van and drive teams to either JFK, LaGuardia, or even Newark Airport, and making sure our teams get where they need to be. So it's a big responsibility. We have, even for non-airport runs or non-game days, easily 6 to 7 vans are being used for practice, because we have 4 teams that practice off campus, which is our cross country team, which is nationally ranked and is at nationals this weekend. Which best of luck. Our crew team, who utilize them, our baseball team, and our golf team all utilize vans off campus.
Now, how far away are their practice facilities from campus?
Baseball practice right at a city field down in New Rochelle, which is real close. Crew practice at the boathouse at Glen Island, which is right in New Rochelle. Cross country, it depends. Sometimes they're at a prep. A lot of times they're at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx, where they go to practice. And our golf team has all over, even it's from Waikiki, they go golf courses on Long Island. They even got all the way up north to Carmel, New York, to practice. So they travel all over our golf team to find practice time. So it depends. So they can be as much as a 5-minute drive to a 40-minute drive for practice in vans.
So on an average day, how many vans would you say are in use?
6 to 7 vans a day are in use for practices, games. Sometimes we use 8 vans, all 8 vans for practice and games. And our coaches are pretty great about it and understanding when there's games and when there are conflicts. And I couldn't work with a better coaching staff than here we have at Iona.
And now, Mike, you had an interesting way of getting to Iona. You weren't actively seeking out coming to Iona. Take us through how you wound up from college to here.
Well, Ian, I was in graduate school at Manhattanville College, and our current senior associate athletic director, Matt Kowalski, was my professor. He's an adjunct professor there in the sport management graduate program there. I reached out to Matt, asking him, what do I have to do to work in college athletics? And Matt explained to me the best way is to do an internship. So when I finished up at Manhattanville, I reached out to Matt. He told me there was internship opportunities. He reached out to Adam Knight, who was currently in my position back then. I interviewed Adam. I was lucky to be rewarded the job. I did an internship here at Iona back in 2011, 2012. I worked hard, and when Adam left, I moved right into Adam's spot, and I've been in the same spot ever since. So Matt Kowalski was actually a very important part of my career, helping me getting here and guiding me to where I am today.
Nice. So now, being here, I guess this is your fifth year?
I'm going into my 4th year total at Iona.
Okay. And so now, what would you say has been, your favorite part in your time here at Iona?
My favorite part of the time at Iona, several things I like it. I was a former college basketball player, so I like working college basketball games. I think it's real cool. It's awesome. It's great. Iona, we have a great environment. Also, working with student workers, seeing some of them develop from being freshmen that don't have a clue to being almost seniors that are about to graduate and about to start get into the real world and start working. I've seen them grown as men and as women, and it's good to see that growth, and it's been a positive growth. If I say my least favorite part, working at Iona, I don't know if I don't say my least, but if somebody had to take one of my job responsibilities away, it would probably be the athletic vans. Probably athletic vans. I don't mind doing them, but if it had to be, but there's a lot of work that goes into that, and like I said, I don't mind doing it. It's just that if I had to pick something, it would be the athletic vans.
That certainly sounds like a headache that you wouldn't exactly expect, but is necessary.
Yes, it's definitely necessary.
And Mike, you said with seeing the kids grow and develop here, it's really a cool thing that you do. Having the student workers, it's not exactly something that a lot of people think about. Like, oh yeah, of course, you have the people working at the basketball games help you find your seats, but it is really a great job that you do with your student workers, and it certainly makes the whole game day experience go a lot smoother. And so I guess just one final thing, what is it like, as you mentioned, being a former college basketball player, what is it like now working on the other side of the college basketball arena?
It's funny you say that. I actually had a conversation with my associate athletic director where I went to college, and it makes me appreciate it more, everything my administrators did for me when I was an athlete, because we do have a great team here at Iona, and we do have a lot of hard workers and people that go above and beyond to make sure we give our student athletes the best experience possible. And I think when I was in college, I didn't realize that until after I got on the other side, and I've even called my old administrators, thanking them for everything they've done for me and my growth, and they're one of the main reasons why I wanted to be in college athletics, because I had such a positive experience as a student athlete myself.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time today. As I said, you really do a great job between the intramurals, the student workers, and I look forward to having you on the show again another time.
Thank you, Ian.
Hello, everyone. This is Gregory Kasimis from the Metro Deli and